Hello and welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to talk about inheritance again, and specifically inheritance we're going to talk about containership. It is not basically the part of inheritance but one of the important topic when we talk about inheritance. Okay, so let's get into it. Containership. Okay, before moving forward, let us first of all discuss what we have studied in the previous video. We have studied different type of inheritances which are listed over here very properly. We have seen single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, as well as hybrid inheritance, and you can see the explanation via the help of flowcharts over here. Okay, just to explain, hybrid inheritance is the mixture of all the inheritances. Okay, so let's get into it. So we have containership, which is also called as complex objects and also called as composition. Okay, so what exactly containership or complex objects are? Complex objects are the objects that are built from smaller or simpler objects. Let's take an example of car. When you talk about car is made up of, it has a chassis, that is the frame, it has gears, it has tires, it has the steering wheel, yes, it also has engines. Okay, so we have a very complex object, that is a car, which is made up of these simpler objects or smaller objects. Okay, we have a car which is made up of these different things. Similarly, we have a PC, we have a computer which is made up of memory, which is having some motherboard and stuff like that. So we have a very complex object, that is a computer, or we say it's CPU, which is made up of simpler objects than it. Okay, so what exactly containership is? It is the process of building a complex object using a similar one. Okay, that is nothing but composition and containership. Yes, so in object oriented language also, object composition is used for objects that has a relationship to each other. So if I say like a car has a engine, car has a tire. In inheritance we have is a relationship, but here in containership, in complex objects, we have has a relationship. Similarly, computer has a memory, computer has a motherboard, stuff like that. Okay, so this in object oriented programming we say object composition has a relationship. Okay, it has a relationship with each other. Remember one thing, that in composition two objects are quite strongly linked. Okay, we will see with an example what I'm saying over here, that two objects are quite strongly linked. This means that one object can be thought of and exclusively belonging to other objects. Okay, if the owner of the class A ceases to exist, then the owned object will also exist. What I mean over here is, let us consider we have two classes, class A and class B. Okay, we have two classes, class car and class tire. Okay, so we say let us say we have some attributes of class A which is also in class B. Okay, we will see what exactly there is the difference between containership, that is complex objects, as well as inheritance in the upcoming slides. Okay, now what are the benefits of using and where can we use containership? We're going to see in this slide. So what are the benefits? Each individual class can be simple and straightforward. We will see how this is possible. A class can focus on performing one specific task, right? When we take an example of cars, yes, a tire class is going to just focus on tires. Gear class is only going to focus on gears, right? So one class can focus on performing a specific task. It's not going to get multitask. Okay, the class is easier to write, it is easier to debug, understand, and be usable by other programmers. So this is same as inheritance. Inheritance also makes the class easier to write and debug. Yes, so it is also the benefit of containership. So while simpler class can perform all the operations, the complex class can be designed to coordinate the data flow between the simpler class. Like we have tires, we have chassis, we have gear system, we have engines. All these operations are combined and coordinated coordinated with the complex class, that is the car. Yes, so it is it lowers the overall complexity of the complex class. Yes, when we talk about just a class car, there we just have a car. We don't know what exactly operations it is performing if we have everything in it. When we create different objects, then that will be helpful, right? So where can we use containership? When we try to limit the use of multiple inheritance. Yes, if you do remember, multiple inheritance has a diamond problem. Yes, inheritance as it makes the problem complex to read. It makes a program complex to read, understand, and debug. Composition should be used to package code into modules that are used in many different unrelated pieces of codes. Inheritance should be used only when there are clearly related reusable piece of codes that fits under single common concepts, or if you are specifically asked to use it. Okay, so inheritance is something that you should not avoid, but to understand where specifically I need to use it. You should not use inheritance where we are not going to use a particular the complete class, right? Where we only want to use class, there will be where we only need to use object of the class, there will be using containership, right? We will go just right now we move to interactive shell, or that is ideally, so that we can understand. So if you can see over here, we have two classes which I have named class 1, class 2. Okay, so it's very simple to understand. Like we have this is our main class. Okay, so this class 1, it is having two methods, that is set method and get method. Set is going to set the value of the variable, and get is going to return the value of the variable. Similarly, we have class 2, which is which is having containership, which follows containership, as in we have created an object self for the previous class. Okay, we have created an object of class 1, right? So now, as we have created an object of class 1, that means we will be able to use these two methods, set and get, right? So here I'm not calling the entire class by using inheritance, but I'm just calling few methods of that class. Okay, here in this program, though I'm calling both the methods, I can use inheritance also, but just calling an object by just calling a method of that class by creating an object is more easier. Okay, so the method of the class is class 1 is invoked using this object in class 2, right? So we here we are going to set the variable to whatever input has been given by the user, and then we're going to show the variable, that is print the variable, by using get, right? The return is going to get printed over here. Now let us see what we have. We have the value of the var as 100. So we have created an object in the main program. We have created an object of the second class, that is the class 2, right? Where we have set the variable using the 1 class, and then we have printed the variable using the 1 class, right? If we see an output for this particular program, we're going to get the output as number 100, right? And here we get the output number 100, right? Why is it so? Because yes, we have used containership. How we have used containership? We have just used the object of the class inside the second class that we have created. So this can be a simpler class, and this can be a simpler class, this can be a complex class. In this complex class, we have printed also and set the values using this simpler class, which is just returning and setting the value, if you do understand what I mean to say. Yes. Now what exactly is the difference between inheritance and containership? This we can also do using inheritance. Yes. Now, so what is the difference between inheritance and containership? So inheritance enables a class to inherit data and function from the base class by extending it. Okay, so we are inheriting the whole data or the whole functions which are from the base class, and we are extending it. Yeah. Yes. But in containership, containership enables a class to contain object of a different class as its data member. So we're going to use here in this example also. Sorry. Yes. In this example also, we have what we have is what is the point? Sorry. Yes. We have here we have an object of this class as the data member of the second class, right? So it enables us a class to contain object of different class as its data members. So the container class cannot alter or override the functionality of the contained class. Yes. So it cannot change the functionality, or it cannot alter or override the functionality of the contained class, but derived class may override the functionality of the base class. That means we can change the values, or we can change the functionality of particular method in inheritance, but we cannot do it in containership. The derived class may add data or function to the base class, yes, but we cannot do anything, we just use it. Okay. Yes, containership has a relationship, whereas inheritance represents is a relationship, as we have discussed. Like a student is a person, class 1 has a class 2, right? So this is what exactly inheritance and containership is, the difference between them, what exactly containership is, and this is it for now. In upcoming video, we'll be discussing what exactly abstract classes are, what exactly interface is. We are also going to discuss meta classes. Right, it is very simple. It will be a short video. In the upcoming videos, we'll be having some examples of inheritance. Yes, so this is it. Thanks for watching.